2018 Fandom Feature, I've got a triple Fandom Feature for you guys today. And we are going to be talking about some movies that are based around four of the most iconic characters in all of popular culture. And that, of course, is Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who will be celebrating their 35th anniversary next year. That's pretty crazy. But as far as I'm concerned, there are so many ways that the Turtles have been given to us, and so many different ways that we have embraced them over the years. From comic books, to video games, to made-for-TV specials, to full-length feature films, and it is incredible to know how many full-length feature films there are of these guys. But I really can't go over each and every one of them for you guys today, especially since I've already reviewed the two newer films that came out over the recent years, and I really don't want to see certain films that are based around these guys really much anymore. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to even believe that they exist. But what I did want to do today is feature my three favorite of these films. And the first one is, of course, the 1990 classic, which, of course, Jim Henson had a hand in putting together with a brand new high-tech style of puppeteering with so many amazing technological marvels that I didn't even think this movie was going to even get off the ground. As a matter of fact, when this movie first came out in theaters, I had a hard time even wrapping my head around it. I was like, how are they going to show us Ninja Turtles in live action? And I was only 9 years old. And at that point in time, when my mother said that we were going to go see that movie, I actually wanted to see the Jim Varney classic, Ernest Goes to Jail. Yeah, I know, it boggles the mind, doesn't it? But lo and behold, I did end up seeing that movie, and I ended up absolutely loving it. And as I got older, I learned so much more about this specific story that it involves. It also has a great cast, including Elias Koteas as Casey Jones, and Judith Hogue as April O'Neil, and even the voice of Kevin Clash, who voiced Elmo on Sesame Street as Master Splinter, including, of course, Corey Feldman as Donatello. So it was pretty awesome seeing this movie in theaters. I absolutely loved it. Of course, there were a couple of characters that I didn't really know about, but it got me an opportunity to really embrace the Ninja Turtles and also learn a lot more about the mythos. And as I got older and learned so much more about this film and what an important landmark it was in film history, especially being a low-budget independent film which ended up making a killing at the box office, I'm just so happy that I did in fact see this movie, and I am such a big fan of it. And even seeing it to this day, it is still a fantastic film, and it is a legendary film in the world of filmmaking and practical effects. It is absolutely phenomenal. And then there is the pretty much forgotten almost all the time 2007 Image-Eye CGI film, which is very much linked in the comic lore, as well as has a lot of ties to the original 1990 film with what happens with the Shredder at the end of the first film. And this one is so underappreciated, and I don't understand why, because every single time I watch that movie, I absolutely love it. It's also got a great cast, including Kevin Smith, Patrick Stewart, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Chris Evans, and I just adore this film. The CGI is unlike anything that I have seen in all of CGI. It is just such a adult CGI style, if you will. The details in the animation is absolutely phenomenal, especially when you take a look at the sets and the backdrops that these characters are in. It made me really upset when the financial crisis happened in 2008 that Image-Eye had to go out of business after a decent box office success with TMNT, but unfortunately a massive failure in Astro Boy. And it was such a darn shame, because there were going to be so many amazing projects in the works, like a CGI film version of Gatchaman, as well as Gigantor, which I think would have made an absolute killing in the box office for anime fans, especially seeing the leaked footage from the Gatchaman movie, which never happened. That was just such an amazing style and action sequence in animation. But the TMNT film is quite great, and I love the chemistry between the characters. I love how each and every one of these turtles is really fleshed out. Well, maybe not so much Donatello, but I love what happens with Leo and Raph in that film, it is just absolutely incredible, and I think that you really don't need to have famous faces like the Shredder or Krang in a movie to make a very successful Turtles film. I think that if you've not seen this CGI film, you really should see TMNT. But then I want to talk about the anniversary special that came out a few years back, and that was called Turtles Forever. It, of course, is a movie that you can purchase on DVD now. It was made by 4Kids Entertainment, and this movie, as silly as it is, it works in so many different ways. I love how they bring the 2003 cartoon and you mash them up with the 1980s cartoon, and you have so many nostalgic feels. You've got everybody from Shredder, Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady. You've got Karai, you've got Toka and Razar. You even get the classic 1984 black and white Turtles from the very first comic book, and it was just such a well-done story in so many right ways, even though there are so many cheap and cheesy and cringeworthy moments thrown out there. The only downside I could say about Turtles Forever is the fact that they just could not get the classic character voices from the original Ninja Turtles cartoon. It would have been so great to see people like Rob Paulsen do the voice again of Raphael, but I still will have to give the studio credit for trying to get as close as they possibly could, and it really is a fun film. And when you actually do see the version that was released on DVD, you get a little extra something throughout the film in so many great ways. It's positive, it's funny, it's so much fun, and if you are a true Ninja Turtles appreciator, that movie is definitely something that you should try and get your hands on to see, because I really do enjoy it. And every single time I watch it, I think it's just so much fun, and it gets better every single time. So that's it, everybody. That is my take on my 3 favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films of all time. I mean, do I really want to review The Secret of the Ooze and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3? Oh god, I wish I don't have to one day. But if you guys are so hell-bent on me talking about these films, maybe one day down the line, I will. But I really would love to have a conversation with every Turtles fan out there. Please put your comments in the box below, and let's talk about these movies. And if you haven't seen the original 1990 film, or the 2007 CGI film, or Turtles Forever, and because you watched this video, you went to go and see them, please reach out to me here in the comments, or reach out to me on Twitter. I would love to talk to you about these 3 films. They're my favorites. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.